Hi, good evening, classmates. So today's video, I'm going to address mandated reporting. Um, and as always, I'm just going to be looking over to my right. So I actually have witnessed uh, abuse personally, but this was to a child, so it's a little different from in my field placement site, but nonetheless, I'm just going to disclose it briefly. I did witness it personally, and this was many years ago, and I actually had to be restrained from addressing the adult, we should say, in the room who had assaulted the child. So instead, I left, and after discussion with my husband, I called Child Protective Services at the time. They did arrive the next day, and they conducted an investigation into the matter that was reported. The adult that conducted the adult that was responsible for the act was actually mandated to attend grievance counseling and parenting classes. And then the case was closed after further investigation, and the adult completed those mandatory classes. I made the report anonymously, although I have an idea that the person was aware that it was I who made the report. It was very visible that I was upset. So it would make sense that they would know that I made the report. Nonetheless, I made the report because I felt it was the right thing to do. And even though I knew this person and I knew what they were going through emotionally, that did not stop me from understanding that the behavior that I witnessed was abusive. And as another adult present, I felt mandated to report it, even though I was not a social worker at the time. But as per my organization's policy and procedures, my organization states that any suspicions of abuse should be reported to your supervisor immediately. My organization does not work with children, as I mentioned prior, but the types of abuse we should be alert to can occur to adults as well, such as sexual abuse of any kind or unwanted touching or verbalization of anything sexual, verbal abuse of any kind, foul language, intimidating of the clients, anything of that matter, and abuses to personal properties or monies. This also goes into abuses of the clients because many of our clients are not responsible for their own monies, and their case managers are. And that can seem like that can create a serious conflict when it comes to power. And as case managers, we should remember that this is not your money, and you cannot abuse another person or use their money to antagonize them to behave or do certain things that you may want them to do. That is abusive. But we should, as social workers, be vigilant and be prepared with accurate information to report, such as the date of the occurred incidents or the suspected incident, the time, the place of the occurrence, and the type of abuse witnessed. These are all details that, when the report is being made, are going to be asked of the mandated reporter, as well as a brief description of the incident that they witnessed. This is where our memory and our ability to remember things in correct order come into play. We should be mindful as social work students that abusive behavior and conduct can be directed towards anyone, but especially those that are already in vulnerable populations. So we should just really keep in mind for that and understand that it may be uncomfortable at times, but it is something that we have to do. It benefits the client, and many times they may not have the voice or the words or the confidence to be able to report what's going on to them, and we should be able to do that. So again, Have a good evening. I look forward to my other classmates' videos. Thank you.